Well, we knew FAM was pretty good, and they was probably better than we thought. They sitting pretty right now. They won 3 out of the last 4 games, and we knew going in they could have beat North Carolina Central had they played. So we knew they was playing well, and we had to go down there and play well, and we didn't. It was homecoming, a big crowd, and those guys was fired up and pumped up, and I thought we played well the first half and had a chance to go into the locker room with some momentum. Right before the half, we threw an interception, and it kind of took the wind out of the sails, especially with us having the ball coming out. It was a great opportunity for us to take the lead there and then have opportunity to build on that in the second half, and we weren't able to capitalize. And then we came out, and I think we went 3 and out, and they scored, and then we came back and threw a bubble that was a lateral, and they recovered that and got a 10-point lead and kind of went downhill from there. We kind of never recovered from that. It's a little bit of us and a lot of FAM. You got to take your hats off to those guys. They was prepared in all 3 phases of the game, and they came out with a W.
All right, Coach, moving ahead to this week, you got South Carolina State, which is always historically a tough point for Hampton. Game Hampton hasn't won since 2004. Talk a little about what have you seen on film on South Carolina State, and what do you expect for this game?
The same. The South Carolina State. They just try to spread you out on offense. They haven't been as successful on offense as they want to be, and so they switched quarterbacks last week. The starter was banged up a little bit, so they went with the other guy, and I don't know who they're going to play this week. So we just be prepared for both. They kind of do the same stuff with both quarterbacks. But they bread and butter, their stick is their defense. And it's been for a long time. And we know when you play South Carolina State, they're going to have a tough defense. And it's going to be tough getting first downs and touchdowns and scoring points. And so our defense has to step it up, and special teams have to step it up, because it probably won't be a high-scoring game.
Coach, turnovers against Florida A&M were a real huge factor in the game. If you talk about that and what you need to do against South Carolina State leads the league in turnover takeaways. Talk about what ball control is going to mean for this week. Yes,
it's huge. We definitely can't turn the ball over like we did against FAM. As you see, you turn it over against a good football team, you're going to get ran out of the stadium. So, and then South Carolina State brings in probably one of the top 2 defenses in the league, and they lead the league in turnovers. So we definitely have to be careful and be smart with the ball. The running backs have to hold on to it, and we can't throw it to the other team. So we have to take what they give us, and if the play is not there, throw it away and live to play another down.
You were talking about the halftime, or going in to possibly take the lead, going into halftime. TJ threw that interception on the pitch back to him. Why didn't that play work when it's worked so many times in the past?
The blocking. The wide receiver that was supposed to block his guy didn't get his guy blocked, and his guy was in TJ's face and hit his arm as he was throwing the ball. We had Leon Shorter behind the defense. The play was there. We just didn't execute it in the blocking scheme.
It's not going to make you shy away from calling that in the future, then?
No, because it's always there. Because we run the play so much that you have to respect it and come up to make the tackle, and then we can throw it behind you. So the play is going to be there game after game. We just have to execute the blocking part of it when we're going to throw the pass.
Is there anybody in particular on South Carolina State's defense? I mean, Hargraves is gone obviously now, but they left behind, just as many talented guys as they've had in the past.
Oh yeah, well they got a preseason defensive player of the year, and so he's been playing just like that. He's making plays all over the field. He's tackling people. He's lining up in the A-gap and making tackles outside. He's dropping in coverage, getting interceptions. He's a beast. He's all over the place, and I'm just glad we don't have to face him but one time a year.
Coach, and looking at their defense, as you spoke about, they have 2 linebackers who move a lot, and they do some different sets. There's no really rhyme or reason as to what they're doing at any given time. What do you see as an offensive guy that you can probably exploit, or anything you've seen on film against them?
Well, they got some things that you can exploit, but like you said, they play so many different coverages, and there's no rhyme or reason on why they're doing it. So you got to play for this coverage if they do this, but then they don't do it that play. Then they come back and do it the next play. So, it's really difficult game planning those guys because they do so much different stuff, give you different looks, and they try to shift in and out of stuff, and they'll play a man, they play brackets, then they'll switch back and play true man, then they'll play zone. So you're trying to run a bracket play and they don't play brackets. You try to run a man play, they play brackets. So it's tough. It's going to be a chess game trying to figure out the coverages that they're going to play and what routes we need to run against them. That's one of the reasons their defense has been so good in the past and again this year is because they do so many different things. And some of it's not sound, but, you got to catch them in it.
Last year, you were able to move the ball on them at South Carolina State, but get a number of key players that were suspended before that game. Do you look back on that game as a missed opportunity last year I mean, we seemingly played well with the Packets, but just when it came down to the times in the red zone?
I thought so. I knew it would be tough. It's always tough beating them, and then beating them in Orangeburg is even tougher. But when we had 4 starters suspended, including your starting quarterback and your starting all-conference center, defensive lineman, and a safety, it's going to really be tough to beat Buddy Pugh. And so we knew we had our backs up against the wall, and it was going to be a difficult challenge. But our guys went down and competed, and I thought we did an excellent job of moving the ball and putting points on them. I think we got 21 points and over 450, 60 yards of total offense, which was great considering how many yards we lost. You have to be at that game to know that Jarrell Antoine was sacked like 8 or 9 times. So you're looking at minus 60, 70 yards right there. And we had some other negative plays also in the game. So for us still to have 465 yards total offense against that defense in their house with our backup quarterback and backup center was an excellent job by our guys. So I was proud of the way that we went down and fought and gave a valiant effort to try to win that football game.
Welcome to the HU Pirate Sports Network. I'm Jerome Barber along with Coach Maynor. Back off the road. Coach, welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad it was a safe trip back.
Yeah, me too.
No wins and losses. We're talking wins and learns. And so, wow, what happened in Tallahassee?
Well, we weren't ready to play, and you got to take your hats off to FAMU and Coach Wood doing a great job getting his guys prepared, especially on the homecoming. It was a nice crowd, over 25,000, and they was loud and hostile environment. But we played well in the first half, and we turned it over right before halftime when we had the opportunity to take the lead, and we was getting the ball coming out of halftime. So we missed out on some opportunities as we've done in the past, and so we got to get that cleaned up to where we got to make sure we take care of the football and take care of those opportunities and put those points on the board and go into halftime with that lead and the confidence and then it just roll over to the second half, and it kind of just took all the wind out of us.
Oh, yeah. We still had some shining stars in the midst of it all. Yaki Johnson, another 100-plus yard game.
Yeah, he did. He ran the ball well, especially the first half. And then the second half kind of, they kind of took the wind out of the ball, and we didn't get that many possessions. And then time we get to late in the third quarter, we're down, and we got to kind of throw the ball a little bit more than we wanted to, so we weren't able to continue to run Yaki the way we wanted to.
Even JJ, after that one interception, or with his one interception, still over 135 yards, at 135 yards passing.
Yeah. That's not. We really want to be higher than that. But we missed on some opportunities. We had a drop for a touchdown early by Proctor, which is very, very, very rare for him to drop a pass, and much less a touchdown pass. And then we had a couple of receivers bust some plays on some passing routes, and we were just off. We just off a little bit for whatever reason it was, and probably was because of FAM. And so we got to get that cleaned up and come out and play better this week. We're playing one of the top defenses in the league in Buddy Pugh and South Carolina State. They lead the conference in turnovers, so we have to be prepared and be ready.
Absolutely. Van Dyke, 6 tackles, leading the way on the defensive side.
Yeah, Van Dyke is, he's been our leader probably in every game but one or two. Yeah. He's been the leading tackler, so he's doing a great job, a great pickup, and a great addition, and great leader for our team.
And then, of course, special teams. You can't say enough about Christian Faber-Kinney and trying to keep us in the game.
Yeah, he does his part. He's an all-conference performer, and he's trying to be, for the 3rd straight year, all-conference punter. And, he does his job. He pins them back and pin them deep, and, he changes the field with his legs. So he's doing an excellent job, and I'm glad he's on my side.
Not enough. 31-14, Rattlers come out on top, and You know, we just look to the next game. We got those Bulldogs coming into town. Kickoff time's at 1 o'clock here at Armstrong Stadium. Bulldogs 3-0 in the MEAC. We're 3-2. Always a good matchup. Sometimes it just throw the stats out and just strap up and play. And then you got Buddy Pugh, who's been around forever.
Yeah, Coach Pugh is he's been around a long time and has been doing an excellent job, and it's a reason why he's been there so long.
Yeah.
He's been winning and been doing a great job, and is competing for championships every year. And they're right there again this year, undefeated, and they control their own destinies. And so we know they're coming in a championship team, and they're undefeated still and looking to stay that way. So we have to be prepared, and we up for the challenge.
I see practice has gone well. Get a chance to peek you all out in the morning, and pretty lighthearted, strong, focused, been the tone.
Yes, sir. I think so. I think the guys have practiced, had our best practices of the year this week. And hopefully it'll roll over in the game and show in our play Saturday against South Carolina State.
As you're preparing for them, of course, they you know, their offense has a tendency to dominate that line and just run at you.
Yeah, they want to. They in the past they really been a heavy run team and just want to pound you and wear you down and then put that defense on you. But now they kind of spread you out a little bit more. They still want to run the ball, but they spread you out and they throw it around a lot more than they used to. But they haven't found a rhythm on offense yet. They're still searching for it, and hopefully it'll take them one more week.
Absolutely. It's 1 o'clock kickoff once again here at Armstrong Stadium. Your Pirates taking on the Bulldogs of South Carolina State. As always, we wish you well on the field, Coach, as you're preparing. Like I said, it's a great week of practice and great focus for the young men, kind of shaking off that loss down at FAMU and moving on to make a mark in the MEAC. I want to invite you to be a part of the live action here at Armstrong Stadium on the campus of Hampton University on Saturday. We're pinking out. It's that pink out in support of breast cancer awareness. Wear your pink and represent survivors and those that are doing studies in cancer research. But most importantly, bring that voice to cheer that Pirate Nation on to victory. Jerome Barber, Coach Maynor, signing off here at HU Pirate Sports Network as we say, Go Pirates.